We are not putting anything on the floor that doesn't spend less than we spent this year.
Tonight at 5, lawmakers have just over a week to reach a deal on the nation's debt limit. What could happen if they don't make that deadline?
Plus, we're learning new details about a deadly hit and run over the weekend as the suspect makes his initial court appearance.
And Dane County officials announce new funding for Centro Hispano as the organization plans to build a new facility. You're watching News 3 now at 5. The suspect involved in a deadly hit and run on Saturday was in court today for his initial appearance.
Anthony Moore is charged with 2 counts, which include homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle. Our Kyle Pozorski is live at the scene of the incident with more. Kyle?
Susan and Eric, I'm here on the corner of Aberg Ave and Shopko Drive. It was here Saturday when a hit and run left a woman dead. Today, in Dane County Court, the man accused of the hit and run was formally charged and a cash bond was set at $100,000. Anthony Moore is accused of killing 40-year-old Nicole McDougall of Madison. A police report shows that Moore was driving at more than 50 miles per hour in a 45-mile-per-hour zone, never braking before hitting McDougall when she was crossing the road. Madison police say help from witnesses was crucial in finding Moore within less than an hour of the initial call.
The fact that those people came forward and provided information, remained on scene, that allowed our officers to basically find this vehicle and make an arrest within hours of this incident happening.
Witnesses provide details about the vehicle which fled the scene, saying it was a black sedan. The report also claims Moore called police saying his vehicle was stolen. Officers were able to track it down shortly after that call. Moore's next court appearance is on May 31st. Reporting here in Madison, Kyle Pozorski for News 3 Now.
Kyle, thank you. Dane County medical examiners have identified the man who was killed in a shooting on Madison's east side early Sunday morning. 32-year-old Raheem Blue was found with gunshot wounds at a lounge in the 3700 block of East Washington Avenue. A large group of people was reportedly in the area when a fight and gunshots broke out. Police are still looking for a suspect and asking anyone with information on the incident to come forward.
Let's get a look at your first warned forecast now. Julian Searide out on the weather patio, and he has the very latest. Julian?
Another summer-like day for us here in southern Wisconsin, but the good news is that we are starting to see a bit more of that clearing of the haze that we've been dealing with all afternoon, but we still have that air quality advisory in effect until 11 p.m. for tonight. And for the sensitive groups, this could be those who have any kind of lung diseases. Try to limit as much exposure to outdoors as much as possible throughout the rest of this evening heading into tonight. Now, taking a look at our visible cloud track, still see just very thin layers of some of that wildfire smoke coming its way into the upper Midwest from the Canada wildfires. Now, we aren't looking for much in terms of cloud cover, which is great, but still, hazy conditions are going to be expected throughout the rest of this evening heading into tonight. Looking ahead, otherwise, it's going to feel like summer until we get into the overnight hours. Temperatures are going to start to slide to the 70s once we get around 9 o'clock, and then closer to the midnight hour, the 60s will start to really roll its way in. But for tonight, with the radial cooling, we're expecting around 55 degrees for us here in Madison, around 56 for Janesville, and about 59 degrees for Platteville. So still going to be a mild night, but still rather comfortable as well. Heading into tomorrow, however, it's going to be a completely different tale for us. We're looking at 60s in our forecasts. We're expecting a brief cool down, not only for tomorrow, but even heading into our Thursday. Areas to the east are getting even cooler, holding on to 50-degree temperatures by the time we get into tomorrow afternoon. But we'll be breaking down everything you need to know and a little preview for the holiday weekend in just a few moments. Until then, back to you guys.
All right, Julian, thank you. The man charged in a Janesville workplace shooting that left one person dead last year pleaded to a lesser charge in court today as part of a plea deal. Kevin Todd was previously charged with 1 count of first-degree intentional homicide and 4 counts of recklessly endangering safety. Online court records show he pleaded guilty to a single count of second-degree intentional homicide. In exchange, prosecutors dismissed the recklessly endangering safety charges. Police say Todd opened fire at precision-drawn metals in April of last year after working at the business for only a week. In a criminal complaint, Todd alleged he was being bullied at the company, but employee statements to police did not support those claims. After a short chase, Todd was arrested. He faces up to 60 years in prison when sentenced in August. It's been 2 weeks since an explosion rocked a a condo complex on Madison's west side. 8 families were displaced by what initially was described as a propane explosion. The owner says the building is beyond repair, and we are still awaiting word from investigators on exactly what caused the blast. The critical funding that would help municipalities fund emergency services moved forward today.
But there are still more negotiations needed. Political reporter Will Keneally sat down with one of the lawmakers at the center of those talks, and Will joins us now live at the Capitol. Will?
So we've been focusing a lot on the Republican infighting on this proposal, especially as it's now headed to the state Senate, getting its first hearing on the Senate side today. But where do the Democrats stand on that? We sat down with the state Senate Democratic leader.
It does seem like there is an earnest intent to be able to make the best changes possible.
This comes after days and weeks of back and forth negotiations between Senate and Assembly leaders over how to fund municipalities. The Assembly passed their version last week and appeared to have walked away from the negotiating table. The Senate authors got their chance today.
What we need to remember is that is compromise. And what I learned a long time ago, my freshman year in this body, is that you don't let perfect get in the way of good.
Some of the sticking points, according to Democratic Senate leader Melissa Agard, are over allowing Milwaukee to raise its sales tax.
I do not see this as a bailout for Milwaukee by the state. I see this as giving them the tools to solve their own issues.
If we're going to address the crisis that they are facing in Milwaukee, then we cannot do it in a way that means it's not going to actually come to fruition.
She says it's too early in the process to tell if Democrats will support this. A lot of changes could still come down the line, but she stressed that cities are eagerly awaiting for this funding and hope a deal can be struck soon.
I think that it's been a long time since Republicans in Wisconsin have actually had to compromise. And having this reality check in order to make sure that Wisconsin is moving forward and that our local governments are provided with the resources that they deserve and that they need so that the good people of Wisconsin can be safe, they can be prosperous.
So you don't know how quickly this bill will move through the state Senate. It moved pretty quickly through the state assembly. The committee that took it up today will have to vote on it at a later date. Reach out to the committee chair, and they don't have anything set on the calendar yet to pass that bill. Reporting here from the Capitol, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
All right, Will, thank you. And new at 5, Dane County is pitching in to help fund a new home for Centro Hispano. That's the nonprofit organization that delivers services to Dane County's fast-growing Latinx population. The group helps thousands of individuals each year with everything from basic needs and job training to after-school programming. Today, Dane County leaders announced $6.85 million will be used to help fund a new and improved facility on Madison's south side.
Now this new space is going to allow us the room to really grow, to see more families. We're expecting to double the number of youth that we see in the space and just create a sense of community for the fastest growing demographic in the city.
The new facility will feature a fountain, outdoor market space, and a play area, as well as space for workforce training.
The 13th annual World Naked Bike Ride returns to Madison next month. The ride celebrates body positivity and rejects fossil fuel dependency. Any human-powered transport is allowed as long as riders respect each other, traffic rules, and the spirit of the event. The ride begins at 11 a.m. Saturday, June 17th. Registered participants will be told where to meet at least one day ahead of time. For more information, look for this story on channel3000.com.
As Memorial Day weekend marks the unofficial start to summer, a new attraction is arriving at Noah's Ark just in time for water park season. Chameleon will bring an all-new ride experience to America's largest water park. It is the first of its kind in the Dells. The vibrant slide transforms the park's flying gecko attraction and invites guests to ride down on a fully immersive and colorful journey with vivid lights and sound.
This is going to be a great family attraction for family, friends, up to 4 people in a raft at once. You're going to start going down the tunnel, and as soon as you get in there, you're going to flag a sensor, whole new light show, whole new sound system. You're going to be inundated on all levels.
Season pass holders are invited to be among the first to enjoy Noah's Ark for the park's 45th opening day on Saturday. Gates will open an hour earlier at 9 a.m. for an exclusive season pass holder party, complete with a DJ, early ride time, giveaways, and other surprises. We posted a link with more information at channel3000.com.
Talks between the White House negotiating team and House Republicans continue as the two sides try to find a deal that would raise the nation's debt limit to avoid default. Nicole Skenga has more from Capitol Hill.
We're just going to work. That's all. We don't have anything else.
White House negotiators arrived on Capitol Hill to resume debt limit talks, but the two sides still appear far apart.
Until this administration is willing to recognize that they are having record spending, record deficits, and record taxes, then we're not going to be able to come together.
If you're thinking about millions of Americans losing jobs, yeah, that's concerning. A potential triggering of a recession, yes, that's concerning.
The White House is offering to keep government spending at current levels for the next 2 years.
Let me be very clear. We are not putting anything on the floor that doesn't spend less than we spent this year.
Republicans want to cut spending even more and keep those lower levels for at least the next 6 years. The only exception, defense spending, which they want to increase.
Based on what Republicans have shown us with their appropriations bills, we are looking at a 30% cut across the board to the remaining domestic programs.
If a deal is reached, the House must have the bill a full 72 hours before a vote. That provision a condition of Kevin McCarthy's election as House Speaker. It means lawmakers need an agreement soon in order to pass it through the House and the Senate by the June 1st deadline.
If by the end of this week we don't see any movement in Washington and the rhetoric is dark, then we'll start to see a lot of selling in the stock market.
We're going to work until we get it all done.
McCarthy says negotiations will continue even over the holiday weekend if necessary. Nicole Skenga, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Economists warn that defaulting could result in lowered credit ratings for the country, which means everyone will be paying higher interest rates, potentially forever.
A federal investigation is underway after a driver crashed a U-Haul into a security barrier near the White House. The 19-year-old driver is now facing multiple charges, including threatening to kill, kidnap, inflict harm on a president, vice president, or family member. Social media footage captured the moment a driver tried to ram a rental truck past the barrier at Lafayette Square, about a block from the White House fence.
The president was indeed briefed. He was briefed this morning. He's relieved that no one was injured last night.
A U.S. law enforcement official tells CBS News there were no explosives in the vehicle and no weapons, but they say they did find a Nazi flag while searching the truck. Next, Julian rejoins us with a closer look at the brief cool down coming our way the next couple days.
And how a 14-year-old girl in Maryland allegedly ordered a hit squad to take out a fellow student, and how the would-be victim narrowly survived. And later, new efforts to transform the area around the Alliant Energy Center. We'll take a closer look at the plans coming up tonight at 6.
And the debt ceiling dilemma continues to hammer stocks. The Dow tumbles another 231 points. The Nasdaq down more than 160. The S&P 500 loses 47. And we'll be right back.
Mad City, a division of Renuity, the local service you deserve, now backed by unmatched national strength. We are Wisconsin's #1 ranked remodeler. We started with 50. Now we're looking for 30 homeowners who need a kitchen upgrade. Receive special savings on a beautiful new cabinet refacing project. In addition to our lifetime warranty, Mad City offers a price lock guarantee. Once you receive a free design consultation, we'll lock your price in and guarantee it for 1 year. And act now, be one of 30 homeowners who receive free installation on a cabinet refacing project with no interest and no payments till 2025. Senior and military discounts. Plus, call during this program for a free $50 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call now with zip code and location to qualify. 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
Spring into action and save on stressless seating at the Century House. Now get $400 off all classic power recliners, signature-based recliners and ottomans, and cross-base recliners and ottomans. And get $400 off most sofas and love seats. Imagine how much you can save building your dream sectional. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
At Honda, we offer complimentary maintenance for 2 years or 24,000 miles. Just enjoy the ride, knowing we cover routine items like oil changes, tire rotations, and multi-point inspections. Honda Service Pass, available to purchasers of all 2023 Honda vehicles. Get yours today.
Fry Construction is celebrating 28 years with a big anniversary sale. Join us to save 28%. That's right, 28%. Many of your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best Roofer 3 years in a row. Experience the best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Act now for 28% off gutters or insulation with any full roofing project. Schedule your free consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
Coming up in court today, the man charged with a fatal hit and run from over the weekend. We'll hear from the family of the victim, how this tragedy has impacted their lives, changing them forever. That's tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
Show us your weather photos, and you could win a First Warn weather umbrella. Send us your weather pics in an email or on the First Warn weather app. We'll select and showcase the winning entries each day on News 3 Now this morning and News 3 Now at 6. Send in your pics to win a First Warn weather umbrella today.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
A 14-year-old girl is facing charges in Maryland for planning a hit squad attack on a school bus. Prosecutors allege the 8th grader orchestrated the attack by two accomplices on another student. They say the victim only survived because the gun repeatedly jammed. The girl is accused of texting the attackers seconds before they rushed the bus to let them know where the victim was seated and the last rider was still on board.
Far too often in our communities, young people are making adult decisions that have adult consequences. My office has no choice but to pursue justice, and that's what we're going to do.
2 of the 3 teen boys seen on the video have also been arrested. The 3rd boy, the one holding the gun, has not yet been found. The gun has also not been recovered.
New at 5, U.S. officials say the number of migrants approaching the southern border has significantly dropped after the end of Title 42. But today, House Republicans held a hearing slamming border policies under the Biden administration. Christian Benavides has the details.
Mother Tammy Nobles told a Republican-led House panel Tuesday how her 20-year-old daughter was killed.
I don't want any other parent to live the nightmare that I am living.
Last summer, police say Kayla Hamilton was murdered by an MS-13 gang member. Nobles says he had been apprehended at the southern border, then was released into the U.S. as an unaccompanied minor.
The United States government has to secure our border. We need to properly vet all border crossers.
The Biden administration says it is working to do that, stepping up resources to process migrants seeking asylum and increasing deportations.
The vast majority of asylum seekers are coming here because they are fleeing persecution. Many people who come here are not in need of protection, but that's why we need a system that makes that distinction.
A new Biden administration program that allows people to sponsor asylum seekers has already received an overwhelming 1.5 million applications. The Department of Homeland Security says it can only accept 30,000 a month. Tuesday, a group of House lawmakers rolled out a new bipartisan immigration reform bill. They're calling it the Dignity Act.
Waiting for either side's idea of what is perfect is exactly what's gotten us into the situation we face today.
The legislation would provide a pathway to citizenship for some undocumented people, provide billions in border security financed by immigrants, and expedite the asylum claims process. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
And Julian Seawright is back now with our First Warn weather. More details about this brief cool down the next couple of days. Julian?
That's right. Even though we have a breezy, well, a bit of a hazy scene for us outside as of right now, we are looking for things to cool down by the time we get into tomorrow. And this is because we're going to get a backdoor cold front once again for us here in Wisconsin. We're looking for 60s for not only Wednesday, but also for Thursday. And then heading into the back end of the work week, we'll start to slowly warm up once again. And the 80s will be here just in time for Memorial Memorial Day. But let's go ahead and talk about what we can expect for the rest of this evening. Diving straight into our air quality advisory, which is in effect until 11 p.m. for tonight for all of Wisconsin in itself, not just for southern Wisconsin. So for those who are into the sensitive groups that might have any kind of lung diseases or any kind of issues with asthma, make sure that you limit your exposure outdoors for the remainder of this evening, heading into the early parts of tonight. Now, as we transition into what we see for our visible cloud track, just some light, faint smoke is still reaching its way into the upper Midwest, but we are just seeing pretty much mainly clear conditions as we get into the rest of tonight, and we're hoping that we can start to see a bit of that improvement in terms of air quality over the next several days. Tonight, we're looking at temperatures to fall into the middle 50s. It's still going to be mostly clear for us. Another quiet, yet a mild night for us here in southern Wisconsin, and for tomorrow, it's going to be a completely different story. We're talking about temperatures in the middle 60s around Madison, and for Mineral Point, Janesville, and for Platteville into the 70s, but areas to the east is where we're going to really see the real cool air start to roll in. From Milwaukee away towards Kenosha, we're talking about temperatures to be into the 50s by the time we get into our peak in terms of warmth into tomorrow afternoon. So taking a look at our future track, again, it's going to be another quiet stretch for us. Not a lot of activity is going to be happening until we get into tomorrow. We will start to see that shift in wind starting to move its way into southern Wisconsin. Now, again, this northeasterly shift is bringing in the cooler air off of Lake Michigan, which is going to be dropping and keeping temperatures rather favorable in terms of just how cool things are getting into tomorrow. So starting off our morning hours, we'll be into the upper 50s, getting into the afternoon, middle 60s. Some areas just to the southwest will be into the lower 70s, but even areas to the north and to the east is where we're going to be holding on to cooler air like the 60s, and that's going to be sticking around even going into our Thursday. But a quick preview of how Memorial Day weekend is looking. We're keeping our eyes on just how summer-like it's going to be, and as of right now, it's panning out to be just that. It's lower 80s from Sunday into middle 80s for Monday. Going to have cool mornings, but warm afternoons, but overall things are going to stay dry, and that's going to be the trend for us even heading into most of this weekend and parts of next week. Temperatures themselves are going to stay unseasonably warm, though, as we're going to be hitting a trend of 80s just after this weekend and going into next week, where we do have a couple opportunities for maybe a shower or a thunderstorm, but overall, we are still in quite a dry trend, which could cause some fire trouble later into the week. Otherwise, a quick look at our traffic. Westbound is right now seeing some real slow spots, as we did have an accident on to just off of Fish Hatchery near Todd Drive. But if you're traveling eastbound as of right now, not looking at too much issues on the roadways closer towards Monona. That's going to do it for weather and traffic. Over to you.
All right, thank you, Julian. It's going to be a very busy Memorial Day holiday weekend on roads all across the country, and it could be the busiest at airports since 2005. 42 million of us are expected to travel 50 miles or more. Transportation officials are collaborating with the airlines to reduce congestion, and when things go wrong, to pressure them to improve customer service.
Cancellation and delay rates were at unacceptable proportions last year, and it's important that that not happen again.
Car travel is still expected to be down slightly from pre-pandemic levels. Gas prices are higher than they were in 2019, but still lower than this time last year. Well, still to come tonight at 5, a new warning from the U.S. Surgeon General about social media use among kids and teens. A closer look at the risks when we come back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
It's Green Tag savings time now at Sloan Implement. Get your John Deere S200 series with 4.9% for 60 months, or John Deere X3s, 5s, and 7s with 1.9% for 48 months.
Power up with Sloan's.
Think Sloan's first.
Attention homeowners, Mad City Kitchens is looking for 30 homeowners who need a kitchen upgrade. The first 30 homeowners will receive promotional pricing on a kitchen cabinet refacing project. We want to evaluate our exciting new cabinet refacing product lines in real kitchens, including exciting new styles and colors. And don't forget the soft close doors and drawers. Call now for your free design consultation. And with our price lock guarantee, we'll lock your price in for 1 year. Plus, 30 homeowners who call now will receive free installation on a cabinet refacing project. no interest and no payments till 2025. Senior and military discounts. And be sure you call during this program for a free $50 Amazon gift card with in-home estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call now with zip code and location to qualify. 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
You want it, we got it, it's all here. Rosemont it. We want the night lights, the bright lights, I'll put you in the spotlight light. Yeah. You want style? Well, now I'll show you where you gotta be. Tell you what you gotta see. Ooh, it's gonna make you smile. You want it, we got it, it's all here. Rosemont.
Summertime fun is in full swing in Rosemont. From grand slams to hot jams. To Rosemont it your way, start at rosemont.com.
Rosemont it.
As a veteran of our country's armed services, you have already made the ultimate sacrifice. Through no fault of your own, you may be experiencing hardships, such as the inability to pay rent, utilities, or receive other life-sustaining services. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin. No Wisconsin veteran should ever have to face homelessness or lose heat, power, or water again.
We're kicking off Bob's Summer of Savings in all my stores coast to coast this Memorial Day weekend. Celebrating over 30 years of furniture fun in my now 165 stores across the United States. So come join the party because I've got new collections you won't want to miss and treats for the whole fam. Plus, get Bob's discount on my highly rated furniture, mattresses, and more with financing options to fit your budget. Get your home summer ready during Bob's Summer of Savings this Memorial Day weekend. I've saved you a seat at the party and a sofa and a bed and a
It's Green Tag savings time now at Sloan Implement. Get your John Deere Z500 with 1.9% for 48 months or John Deere Z700s with 2.9% for 60 months.
Power up with Sloan's.
Think Sloan's first.
For many kids, summer break means more time spent online.
But now the nation's top doctor says social media is contributing to the country's youth mental health crisis. Karen Kafa explains.
U.S. Surgeon General Vivek Murthy is sounding the alarm, issuing a 25-page advisory laying out the risks of social media for kids.
I am very concerned now that social media is an important factor that is driving this youth mental health crisis.
The advisory details studies linking social media to depression and anxiety, poor sleep, online harassment, and low self-esteem.
This is a real point of concern here. When nearly half of kids are telling us that social media use makes them feel worse.
Dr. Murthy is calling for more research into the impact of social media, and he's calling on policymakers and tech companies to take action.
This is pervasive. It is everywhere. And that's why it's so important that we support parents.
The White House is doing just that, mobilizing an interagency task force to identify current and emerging risks. The task force will also develop guidelines for tracking and preventing those risks.
Over the last year, we're seeing searches like how much screen time is too much for my kids, or how do I keep my kids safe online, increased by over 200%.
Google, meanwhile, is among the tech companies that say they have developed tools to help parents, including the ability to set hard screen time limits.
Actually setting up some hard limits help enable your kids to have a chance to wind down and have restorative sleep, which is so critical for adolescent development.
In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
And we'll be right back with a final check of your First Warn forecast.
It's a brand new day.
Don't let junk get in the way. All you have to do is point.
And you'll be back to your old self again.
Yeah!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Mad City has more than 50,000 satisfied customers, an A+ rating with the BBB. And with our price lock guarantee, schedule your kitchen cabinet refacing quote now and we'll lock the price in for 1 year guaranteed. Mad City Kitchens is your trusted source for cabinet refacing. Avoid the lengthy remodel, stay under budget, and transform your kitchen in as little as 2 days. Plus, time's running out to call. We're looking for 30 homeowners who need a kitchen upgrade. 30 homeowners who call now will receive free installation on a cabinet refacing project, with no interest and no payments till 2025. Senior and military discounts. Plus, last chance to call during this program and receive a free $50 Amazon gift card with estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call now with zip code and location to qualify. 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
And action! Get up to 50% off list prices on hundreds of items at the huge memorial sale at Slumberland Furniture. Incredible deals, like this recliner, free when you purchase the reclining sofa, or these incredible beds, both at our lowest price ever, or this beefy recliner marked way down. How about a Lazy Boy recliner as low as $375, or $499 gets you a Sealy Posturepedic mattress. Plus, we'll throw in a 7-piece bedding bundle free, up to 50% off at the huge memorial sale at Slumberland Furniture. Do not miss this one.
Okay, I think we're all aware that most cell companies only give you the lowest price when you sign up for multiple lines.
What? Multiple lines?
Hello? Yeah, one sec. But US Cellular gives you just one line for $29.99 with unlimited data.
Just one line with unlimited data.
So you don't have to get more lines than you need. No, you hang up. Are you even listening, guy who never looks up from his phone?
Oh, not for me, I just say it.
Okay, so no, you're not listening.
Get one line for $29.99, plus we'll give you an extra $200. US Cellular, built for us.
May is Maytag month at Menards, and we're passing savings on to you with the largest in-stock appliance selection. Find the best prices on Maytag appliances. Right now, save over $800 on this great Maytag laundry pair after sale price and rebate. Update your bathroom with a Moen faucet that suits your style. Moen faucets give you a lifetime of beauty, reliability, and innovative features. Get this Mica bathroom faucet for $99.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
It's a brand new day.
Don't let junk get in the way. All you have to do is point.
And you'll be back to your old self again.
Yeah!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
And taking a quick look at our 7-day forecast, we're going to be cooling down for Wednesday and Thursday, back to the 60s, and then back to the 70s once we get to Friday and Saturday. But heading into our Memorial Day weekend, we will see those 80s return, especially as we get into Monday. But our best rain chances won't really return until we get to Tuesday of next week.
That's pretty good. All right, we'll be back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6.